According to one journalist, the language we use when talking about single mums is problematic and undermines how capable they are. So is it time to change how we talk about single parenting? Is there still a stigma around being a single mum, Linda?
Yeah, I think there is really, because I know I'd had Lauren when I met Mark, and I don't think his mum and dad were particularly pleased that he was taking on my child, although I'd been looking after my child and her dad was still looking after Lauren and that. But I just think that it's probably, I would feel the same if it was my son had met someone and they had a child by someone else. You just think of all the problems that could be caused, you know, they're not getting on and, like, what days they're going to have the child and all of that. But I think single mum, for some reason, does sound like a derogatory term. It's just like you picture them on the social, not working or whatever. When a lot of the time they're heroes. They're the ones that are looking after their children, being on their own and whatever. So, yeah, I think maybe we should say single person, right? Because when you say single dad, you don't conjure up that thing, do you? It's just like when you talk about single mums, you do, I think. You know all about being a single mum, don't you?
Yeah, but a single person is... There's lots of single people out there, they're just not in a relationship. So when you say single mum or single dad, I think, you know, I get offended when, as you say, people use it as a stereotype or to stigmatise, or it's if something goes wrong, because it's a single mum. That's when I take offence to it, you know. And there are loads of successful single mums and dads out there who have no problem going to work, but the problem is that you face with a lot of single parents is childcare and how the system is working against them. So, you know, if you want to get rid of the term single, you've got to get rid of the term single on a piece of paper. It's a fact. That is what you are. You're a single mum or you're a single dad. I don't see anything wrong unless it's used to have a dig at somebody, which I totally don't approve.
But I don't know why it would be used to have a dig. I've never thought of it as a derogatory saying. I've never thought I would be offended by being called a single mum or... And like you said, I always think of single mums as, wow, they're amazing. It must be so hard. But equally, when I was married, I thought I was a single mum because he didn't do anything. I used to go and tell everyone I was a single mum. They go, you see? I go, oh, he lives there, but, yeah, you know. But, yeah, I never think of it as a... I've never looked at it like that, and I've never known anyone that's... I've know a lot of single mums. One of my best friends is a single mum, and I just see her as a hero, and she does an amazing job. And I never... think of her being... She's never said to me she finds it offensive or...
No.
I don't know.
I mean, my mum was a single mum, and I remember distinctly when I was at school being very unusual because I had a one-parent family, which was the other phrase, obviously, that you can use, which is less pejorative, I think. And, and I remember thinking, feeling quite sort of different in a way. And of course, now it's commonplace. And I think it's actually a lot better now. And I can remember writing... So when I had Ellie, I was a single mum in the early 90s when I split up with her dad. I remember writing an article then saying, don't use the phrase single mother pejoratively because, you know, we're all doing the best that we can and da-da-da-da. And, you know, then it was always like, if someone said single dad, everyone would go, so brave. So brave. And it was very much used as it was weaponised, I would say, in the sort of late 80s, early 90s as, they are, you know, they're on benefits and da-da-da-da-da. But I don't think it's like that anymore. I think in the wrong hands it can be weaponised. But I think most people now realise that people are just doing the best that they can in the circumstances that they find themselves.
But there is a certain type of people who, if something goes wrong and then they find out that that child who has misbehaved comes from a single-parent home, you are immediately blamed. I sat last year and watched somebody blame, you know, a house party on the fact that these children are out of control because they come from broken and single mothers. And it's like, you know, and they want to do some sort of intervention. The intervention that's needed, I think, is more support for single parents so that those that want to go out and work, can go out and work. It's a case of they can't always...
It's funny, the only time I felt being a single mum was an obstacle was when I got divorced the first time and the boys were really young, and I thought, oh, I'm a single parent now. And I went through that thing of, oh, no one's going to want me now. I'll never meet anyone again because I'm a single parent with 2 young boys. Who's going to take that on?
Yeah.
Obviously, that was absolute rubbish because I've met some lovely people in the meantime.
What it does is it makes you separate the wheat from the chaff when you're dating and you've got a young child, because you can't do all that spontaneity and let's just see how it goes. You do have to have those difficult conversations where you go, well, are we going to the cinema next Thursday? Because I need to book a babysitter.
Yeah, all of that comes into play.
Yeah.
You're very angry today, Brad. You're very tired, aren't you? You're very tired.
I've got a cold.
You've got a cold. You're travelling here to do the show, travelling back to be on stage.
I'm absolutely fine.
You're not, love.
Who's to say?
You need to tell your face.
I think the other thing is, it
scaring me today.
It conjures up when you say single mum or whatever, that they're getting free school dinners, they're on the social or whatever, when they're not. You know, a lot of them are working and still looking after their children.
Some people just want to be single. Isn't it having a good life?
Oh, I wouldn't mind being single.
Oh, you would. You would. Brenda, we'll get Brenda a nice coffee in the break.
She's going to set her teeth on you.
Very tired.
Careful.
We're going to get her some lavender.
Come on,
You're working at night, working at day.
Just look at the monitor and ting. Ting. Go on.
Look at these, look at these. I love that.